Welcome back, guys. You might be wondering, this doesn't look like their property. Where the hell are they? Fair enough too. It looks like we could be 100,000 miles away. But really, we're a stone's throw from Brisbane CBD. No, seriously, we are. Camped up here for a few weeks just to get a few jobs done. We're gonna do some cooking. The boys are chilling. Let's get into it. Alrighty, welcome back, guys.
Welcome back to another episode.
Yeah, we're on the road, finally.
Yeah, we're in a different location.
Yeah, so we've just started to travel. We've only just left, like, yesterday.
We're currently at Forgedale Farm Stay, which is in Narangba, and yeah, it's a pretty good location. $30 a night, and I think on the 7th night you get it for free. So it's all right. It's a little bit noisy. If you can hear that in the background, there's a speedway not too far away. It is a Sunday. They had races or whatever on yesterday and obviously today. So we're here. We've got some things to do, so we're going to get some stuff done in the canopy, and then we're going to get some suspension looked at, and then then we'll start heading south again.
I'm just going over my head now because you said we're here, and it got me thinking of Elf when he's singing. I'm here with my dad.
I'm here with my dad.
I'm singing.
Far out.
I'll cut that one out.
You can keep it in. Yeah.
we're heading south. We don't know how, where, or when, but we're heading south.
Yeah.
So this trip is a bit of a shakedown. We've been on the property for closer to a year.
Yep.
Hey, a year. And yeah, we've done a few things, as you may have noticed, with our Caravan rejuvenation series, and something's happened. We rocked up here at the camp in Brisbane with four full tanks of water. We've still got 3 tanks of water. We lost one. A little T-piece that comes out of the bottom of the tank, of the drinking water tank, has cracked. And all night last night I heard this gluk, 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 sort of gurgling sound. I'm losing water. I'm pretty sure that's what that sound is. It's got to go somewhere. So, yeah. Got under there today. Noticed it. I was setting up the solar panel, and I just heard this dripping. I went, oh no. Oh no. Got under there, and it's properly dripping. Started mucking around with it. I thought it was just a hose clamp. No, it ended up being the whole T-piece was cracked. Mucking around with it, made it bigger. So I lost the whole tank. Which is not a big deal. Like it's only a week, we can get by with 3 tanks. It's all drinking anyway. Yeah, so we lost a tank.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and fix that during the week, but yeah, there's a few things I want to do to the tanks. So that's something we have to sort of try and work out. I am going to do a bypass. Hi.
Hi, you having fun?
Not really.
Does it smell good under here?
Not really. I should have thought about this when we were doing stuff at home, but we only thought about it when we got here. I thought, oh yeah, been meaning to do that. And that is grey water bypass. So we don't always want all of our grey water running through the grey tank. At the moment, that's how it's plumbed up. And it just stinks. It's not very pleasant. So it should have been done in the first place when we paid the old mate to plumbing up in the first place. But anyway, so I'm here now doing it. I took a run out to Bunnings, bought stuff that I thought I needed, got back, realised it was all wrong. Because I realised how I needed to run it is not how I envisioned it. So I had to go to Nutrients, water. They were heaps helpful. Showed them photos and videos of what I got going on. So now I've got that's going to the tank. This line up here is going from the sink. So I can turn this off like it is at the moment. That's off. So it's not going to go into the tank. Instead it'll come down here. I'll run a bit of pipe there and a little bit of hose and a T-piece, running it right out the back here, I think. Maybe. Or maybe on the other side of this leg. And I'll just put this on the end of this pipe. So that'll run this. Like that. Ooh. Oh, my leg's there.
Yep, got it. Cool.
Not really. So, it's just one of those things. I just couldn't be bothered. I just thought I'll just persevere, and then I couldn't deal with the smell anymore. So,
yeah.
And I've got to do something while Bianca's working. I've got to earn my keep somehow.
So when we pulled up here, because we had been at Dad's for so long and everything had gone through the tank, you end up with like little bits of food particles and everything that sits in the bottom of the grey water tank. And we pulled up into this location, and after you've travelled, all the smells come back up through, especially through the bathroom drain pipe, and because it's like a closed area. And you open the door to the bathroom and it's just horrendous, the smell that came through there. So I put like cleaner down and everything like that, and we went, yeah, the bypass needs to be added because that's just gross.
So I'll show you, but we've also got the solar panel. The extra solar panel's working, the MPPT's working. We're pumping in like 50 amps. So it's charging up pretty quick. And the chargers are keeping up with it. So far it's seeming quite sustainable, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and we're lucky that your work computers aren't thirsty like our computer that we edit these videos on. That thing's a beast, and it's just so thirsty. So we don't have that running all the time, and we don't need the inverter on because of Bianca's computers aren't that thirsty. So it's good. Yeah, it's charging up pretty quick, eh?
Yeah. So far with the work computer, we've got the Starlink running through 12 volt, so I don't need an inverter on for that. And then I've had the inverter on in the morning to power my battery up, and then I turn the inverter off and just run from the battery on the computer for the rest of the day. And so far that's working pretty well.
Oh, that's shape.
You got some boxes in there.
So we've done some shopping. We've gone out and bought ourselves some batteries. So we've got 400 amp hours of Energive lithium. Instead of rattling it all off, it's the same as the Caravan. It's the same system, but it's going in a truck. So it's a 2800 watt inverter. We're only doing one 40 amp DC, 60 amp AC, 40 amp MPPT, and
just the batteries.
Batteries. That's it.
Two 200s.
We've also got ourselves a little bit of fun. So we're gonna. The idea is, right, all this is getting carpeted and insulated. So if you haven't seen my canopy walkthrough, where I admitted that I was horribly wrong in choosing bare everything, In that point in time, I wasn't, because I didn't know what to expect. Now that I do, that's fine not having it, because you can always put it in. Pulling it out's a different story. So it's all going in. Insulation on the roof. Oh, that's quite warm. On the walls. Carpet on the boxes. All this is getting redone. This is being moved over on that side, parallel to the door.
And we've taken one of them off.
And I have taken one of them out, so the other one was sort of here. Yeah, sort of don't really need it. I've culled a lot of things. We're not carrying the bloody. We had a tent, a shower tent, just so many other things that we just aren't going to carry anymore. So once that moves onto that side of the canopy, right here, well, we've got ourselves a Ninja air fryer. We haven't seen anyone traveling with one of them yet. I'm sure there are people that have done it, but we haven't seen them. So we're not sure what to expect with that. Friends of ours have got the Breville, which is amazing. They love it. And, you know, we don't want to go copying people too much. We took an inspiration from it. Yeah. And we thought, oh, well, we'll just try the Ninja. And the Ninja looks pretty good. I fired it up the other day, got it out of the box. What did you think?
Yeah. And I kind of chose this one because the other ones looked great, but you can only fit like one tray in at a time. And if I'm going to do it, might as well do it so I can put two things in at once. Right? So I don't know what we're going to cook. Maybe we want like pies and chips. Like I can have chips on one and pies on the other. I don't know. But like...
You can do a whole roast chicken. And
plus veggies.
And veggies on a different tray.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. They all kind of weighed about the same. This was bigger. I had about the same weight as the other ones and same kind of power consumption and everything like that. But yeah, time will tell. It might fall apart. Who knows?
It may actually fall apart. We don't know what the quality of build is, so we'll just wait and see. But you don't know if you don't try, right? And if it doesn't work out for us, well, at least you guys know. I'm also really, really excited about having about there. I'm envisioning we've got a Submarine system, so that's going to go in there to keep an eye on things, and you know, I always want one, so I'm going to get one.
We don't have one in the Caravan. We've just got the E-Pro thing, and yeah, Grant's like, oh, I'll get that. So yeah, we're getting it in the truck. Why not? And the reason we're not putting the extra batteries in the Caravan is there's not really any space for it in the Caravan. So we'll put it in the truck, and then we can always use the truck to top up the Caravan if we need to, or like plug an extension lead into the truck, things like that. That's why we're getting the bigger battery. And then because we have the bigger battery, we're like, well, why not have an air fryer?
Right.
Why not?
Also, I'm hoping to get a water pump on the water tank, so that the idea is to use the truck as a support vehicle for the Caravan. So run low on water, go get water, pump it into the van. If you need more juice, pump it into the van. Yeah,
because we've got a 60-litre water tank, but we never put a pump on it, so it just like is gravity fed out of it, so you can't really, unless you put like a bilge pump in between. Anyway, we can also use it for the washing machine now, because we will be taking the washing machine again with us. Again, that doesn't fit in the Caravan. That will live in the what's this thing? Canopy. In the canopy. Which is one of the reasons why we're taking out that second shelf, is so that we could fit the washing machine in.
Okay. We could have spent the money and upgraded everything in the Caravan, but then that still leaves the truck with not much power and not much of a setup. Still very, very basic, and we wanted to improve on that. That doesn't help us when we camp away from the van. So you may as well put the same amount of everything in the van in the truck.
Yeah. I think this works for us. It's not going to be for everybody, so don't walk away thinking that you have to have this type of setup.
No.
We will just have that extra power needs, running a laptop and Starlink 8 hours a day for working. So
it's
we
also
want that.
it's also making the most of what we've got.
Yeah.
So if we had our time again, there's not a lot that we have the same. I think we would have done a lot of things differently because we'd be able to sort of pick and choose what the setups was like on the van and so on and so forth. Secondhand everything, truck, caravan, new canopy, but still.
So we're going to treat ourselves and get some more battery.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
It's only going to benefit us in the long term. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we just thought we'd jump on really quickly to thank you for the super thanks. For those, we've been pretty overwhelmed with the support.
Yeah. And
we thought we'd rattle a few of them off.
Huge thank you and shout out to these guys. So Daryl Thompson, 5638. We've got Deborah Cameron, 9012. And in the past, we've received super thanks from My Point of View, 444, and Susan
Hewitson,
3191, and Drop Bear Storage.
Wow,
so,
Drop Bear.
Yeah, so
they're awesome.
Huge thank you to all of you guys, and thank you so much for all the comments and the feedback and the support from our last video.
It means so much to us, and we've always been a bit shy and about this sort of stuff.
And this is so much appreciated.
Oh, yeah.
And we definitely don't expect anybody to send us a super thanks or support us in any way. And we appreciate everybody who does support us. So thank you so much.
And we definitely will never take it for granted either. So thank you, guys. Okay, so I'm going to make dinner tonight. I'm going to do something that I haven't really done before, but I just had an inkling for it. So what I'm thinking, I don't have a recipe for it. I'm making it up as I go along. So you want a raw footage? This is what we're doing. So I haven't rehearsed anything. I haven't practiced it. I'm just going to do it and just see what happens. So all I'm going to do is an American in, what's the word? An American inspired meatloaf, bacon wrapped. So let's see how that goes. I'm going to smoke it sort of in the Weber, but without actually smoking it. So I'm just going to try and get that char smoke as opposed to actually wood chips and stuff like that. I'm going to do a bit of a glaze. I'm thinking, got a little bit of, I think I've got either Scotch or whiskey in the pantry. That and a little bit of maple syrup and some pepper. I've done that before and it turned out really good. Putting that on bacon, that might turn out pretty good. So let's just see how this goes, eh? The first thing I've got is just a little bit of beef mince. I want to try and get that mixed up with some spices first. So the first thing is oregano, bit of cumin, smoky paprika, and I would prefer like a Cajun spice, or, well, ideally I would do a powdered garlic, powdered onion, and all that sort of stuff. We can't really eat any of that, and it doesn't sit very well with Bianca's stomach, so I'm gonna give a bit of Moroccan spice a go. So there is a bit of that stuff in there, but it's not as bad, and it gives you a bit more of a kick. It's really just that, the spices and the mince. Get that mixed up, and then we'll move on to the next step. So I find that when I put a little bit of salt in the mince, and then when I just sort of knead it around, it turns into a bit of a dough, like it becomes a bit more pliable. The salt actually affects the proteins in the meat. So it's like when you season a steak, it draws the meat out. It actually does affect the proteins because the water is in the proteins. So that's ready to rock and roll. And I find that I don't need breadcrumbs and egg and all that sort of stuff. I try to keep my mince like patties, and, well, I don't do meatloaf, but today I am. I don't really need to put all that sort of stuff into it. I find that it usually works a bit better when it's on its own. Au natural. This next step is optional. You can use like a sour cream and chive cream cheese sort of filling. I don't have that. Like I said, it's American inspired. Therefore, I've got, I don't know why. It's kind of gross if you think about it. It's not real cheese in my opinion, but I love it. And I've just become obsessed with it. This stuff. Like a Macca's cheese. Like it's just American style sort of high melt cheese. Love it or hate it. I love it. I'm gonna put it on my meatloaf. So yeah, it's completely optional. It's not for everyone, but I'm doing it anyway. Okay, so I've just put the meatloaf into the fridge just for a little while so it can stand and just relax for a second. Meanwhile, I'm gonna get the bacon sorted. I'm gonna do a lattice sort of wrap of it. So I'll see how that goes. It's time consuming. You don't have to do it exactly this way. I'm gonna lattice the bacon. So I've just got this Canadian bacon. Coming to think about it, it's actually probably not the best one to use because of the amount of fat on it. I can make this work if I was going to blanch the bacon first. By blanching it, you're sort of shrinking the proteins in the fat and the proteins in the actual meat itself. So it actually shrinks and it doesn't just melt the fat, if that makes sense. It's going to melt anyway, I know, but like it behaves differently. I'm not going to do that today. I just thought I'd put it out there. You can do it that way if you want like a restaurant quality sort of like dehydrated sort of bacon wrap, but I'm just going to see how this goes. You can just lay these out flat and then just wrap it that way. I might end up going that way, but I'm going to see if I can do a bit of a lattice because it'll look nice, you know? All right, so I just pulled the mince loaf out. It's holding its own pretty well. So it was only in the fridge for, let's say 10, 15 minutes, whatever it took me to do the bacon lattice. So now it's time to wrap. That looks all right, eh? At this point, what I would prefer to do is I would wrap it in cling film and then tighten each end so it compresses it. Put it back in the fridge to let it set, and then that sort of sets a mold. Because otherwise, at the moment, everything's just sort of black. So it's just gonna go into the lever or the oven or whatever, and it's just gonna melt, basically. It may actually work out, but I think I might err on the side of caution, and I might do what I said I was going to do. You just fold the paper back up. The plastic will have room to twist. Then you just roll it, grab each end, and then roll it, and keep rolling it. And when you think it's tight enough, keep rolling it until it won't anymore. Okay, so that's gonna go in the fridge. Okay.
Ooh.
There you go.
That's pretty good.
It's alright, eh? See how it goes. And I only just realised that last night Bianca and I were talking about doing this, and she's like, oh, you can do a cheeseburger. I put pickles as well in there. I didn't put the pickles in, I just did the cheese.
Oh, we'll have to just do it again, won't he?
Oh, okay. Alright, so we've only just turned this on, so we'll see how I do want it smoking. It'll get smoking pretty quick. There's a fair bit of fat on that bacon, and I did put a little bit of the gin on there, so see how this goes. I'm doing it this way with a rack inside the tray because I don't want to dirty and to smoke and to catch fire. If I catch it in there, it should evaporate, and it only just barely fits too. So let's see how this goes.
So what are we having with this meatloaf. Big chunk of meat.
Big chunk of meat. We're going to do potato skins.
Okay. I noticed Grant saying a lot of we, and I haven't done anything.
Not a single thing. No. Well, you shopped.
I did actually, you know, I did the groceries.
Brought home the bacon.
Did the groceries. And I was going to say, I don't plan on doing anything else.
No.
Unless you need me to help.
No. No. Don't need you.
No. I can just do the eating.
Yeah. You can just do the eating. That's fine. Alright, we'll see how this goes. Do you want to keep an eye on it for me?
I can do that.
While I do the potato?
Yeah.
So I don't have any whiskey. I thought I did, but I don't. What I thought was whiskey was actually peach schnapps. I don't think that's going to go that well. But what I've landed on is, I'm not sure if this is for everyone, because not everyone likes gin. I do. I gave it a go. I think I might go ahead with it. The reason why is because the bacon I'm using is maple bacon. Thus, adding more maple to it can only be a good thing. Gin, I like gin, but also the gin, when you mix with the maple syrup, you have a sweetness, but also it contrasts with the, here we go, talking like a bloody chef. It contrasts with the bacon, the saltiness, I mean. So I'll give it a crack and I'll let you know. Feel free to just use whiskey and a bit of brown sugar or maple syrup. Make sure it's not the flavored imitation stuff. Make sure it's closer to an actual, I mean, this isn't the real deal, but it's closer than just the imitation stuff. So it says 100% pure. I don't believe anything that these things say. It's just all labeling and marketing these days on everything. So yes, I've just done a little bit of a taste test. You can just see that, sort of. This is just a dash of maple syrup and a slurp of gin. So, yeah, I'm going ahead with that. I reckon that might be all right. Okay. It actually looks a bit like whiskey. And also for reference, I'm just using a little bit of Gordon's, because we've always got Gordon's. And if I'm in a bad mood, it's because I ran out of Gordon's. If I'm in a really good mood, it's because I've got some Tanqueray. All right, time to glaze it. So I'll just drop a bit of this one. Thank you, camera lady. A little of that. That's coming up all right, eh? Ooh. Pop, pop, pop. I can't wait to eat that. I reckon that's going to be pretty tasty. I'll close him up, see if we can get a bit more colour on the bacon. It's alright, eh? It's not bad. Not bad.
Oh, it's all a waste of cheese. I have to eat that.
Okay.
Alright, moment of truth.
Ready?
Ooh.
Okay. Looks alone, I reckon it might be a success. Okay.
Alright, so that's our final product.
Okay, so we got the apple kale slaw, potato skins with sour cream and sweet chili, homemade sweet chili, and a meatloaf.
A meatloaf, yeah. So this is I made this sweet chili a while back and it's very hot. It is very hot, but this looks delicious. I think Grant's done a good job. I'm not a huge meatloaf fan, just in general. So, but this looks pretty tasty, so I am looking forward to it. Bacon, meat. That's really good. So the bacon, I can immediately get the maple-ness to it.
Good.
And the inside the meat is like quite juicy. It's a bit peppery.
Good.
It's nice.
Into it. That's my first time making this. I might do that again, eh? What do you reckon?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? This may, like, I think you were right. This may actually go good as sort of doing it as like a cheeseburger meatloaf sort of thing. So having pickles in there as well. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Chip my own horn. The chili.
Yeah, the chili's hot. If you do come across us, and I do have some of that chili, you should ask us to try it because it is super hot.
You should put it on Hot Wings challenge.
Yep.
First we feast. Oh, wowzers. Yeah, well, you might have to leave that one there, I think. We've, yeah, I'm gonna get stuck into this. This is tasty.
It's very good.
We'll see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And
yeah,
take it easy, guys.
see ya.